Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop.
The podcast of positivity.
And today we are going to be talking about anime and manga and what the differences are between them both.
Damn Skippy. And I am LoneWolfanCub.
I'm GamerDad3.
And we are both awesome streamers over at Twitch TV. But regardless of that, if you want to know more about us, why don't you hit the like and subscribe down below, and you can check out our socials as well down below.
The first topic I'd like to discuss is my personal favourite, as you can see by the top. Apologise if it's backwards. Is Dragon Ball Z and the whole franchise.
Ooh, sexy. A little Kamehameha here, a little Gatling gun here, maybe a Final Flash, a special beam cannon, you know, Spirit Bomb. To name a few.
I was just ready to say.
We are talking about anime today. Anime is the topic, and we're going to be talking about 3 prevalent anime in our lives right now. And as GamerDad just said, we're going to be touching on Dragon Ball Z. As you see by GamerDad's shirt there, prevalently, big color that goes with Dragon Ball Z is orange. Why orange? Because Goku, the protagonist, his gi is orange, as well as some of his crew, being Krillin, Yamcha, and many others. The prevalence behind Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball started in the late 80s over in Japan. It ended in the little bit past the mid 90s, I think 1996, 1997, I want to say.
Roughly,
Don't quote me on this. I'm not a full Dragon Ball historian. I'm a fan, but I'm not. Don't quote us here on dates. He might know dates. I don't know dates. But anyways, long story short, it started off with Dragon Ball, animated, made and created by Akira Toriyama-san. Everybody that knows in the anime world who Akira Toriyama is, Dr. Slump, Dragon Ball Z, Blue Dragon, which was a game actually on the Xbox 360, as well as Tobal Number 1 on PlayStation, and a very well-known and beloved RPG classic, Chrono Trigger. Akira Toriyama did all the art, character design, character development for all of that. But saying that, and then I'm going to pass the sticks over to GamerDad. I'm just going to give you the history that I know. It started mid-80s Dragon Ball. It was a manga. If you guys don't know what manga is, every anime that you see, 9 times out of 10, 9.99999 times, it comes from this manga. You can see there we've got Time I Was Reincarnated by a Slime, Bleach, Freezing, and these are read in traditional Japanese format, right to left. It's right, so it's not left to right, it's right to left. All anime comes and derives from manga, which is black and white comic book Japanese. But to give the history of it, Dragon Ball, 80s, end of the 80s, beginning in the 90s, Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z ended, no manga for it, rare example. Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball GT ended, 97, 98, it was only a 2-year run.
2 seasons.
Yeah, 2 seasons,
yeah.
Not a year, 2 years. Did a movie after the run. One movie, kind of like the aftermath took place, I think, 50 or 100 years after GT, because it's Goku and Vegeta's great grandchildren, like that. Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's something like that, because Pan is a grandma. Pan's the grandma, so if Pan would be the grandma, then yes, Goku would be the great grandfather. Yeah, that's right. Toriyama, for the longest time, had said, GT it's not part of the timeline. Now he's accepted it, and that's what I'm going to get at next. And then GamerDad's going to go more into it about Dragon Ball Z. So we have a big gap big gap happens. 97, 98 comes. 97, 98, America starts to get Dragon Ball Z, as well as United Kingdom. Many other countries, it starts expanding. Anime starts becoming more available. Popularity rises. Next thing you know, people demand they want it back. And we wanted it back for a long time. 2014 rolls around. We get Battle of the Gods. First Dragon Ball feature. Years, decades actually, if you would be technical Japanese.
Yeah, it'll way too long.
It's 2 decades, a little over 2 decades. I think it was almost at like 25 years at that point when Battle of the Gods dropped. But Battle of the Gods dropped, well received, loved. People were reinvigorated. Series is taken on, Dragon Ball Super. But before Super was released, because everybody knew after the movie, it was announced they were going to do a series, they did another movie, Resurrection of F, aka
Frieza.
The disputable baddest villain that Goku ever came along. In my opinion, I think he was the most maniacal up villain ever come along. Just because of dude, his torture and his just, Cell was just an android. Him, boo. We won't even go there. I feel he was such a ripoff of Cell. I feel like he was a cheaply animated ripoff of Cell.
Yeah, with the whole absorption power thing, yeah. You have got a point.
Well, and the only thing that made it prevalent, or tried to make it cool, I think, what Toriyama-san tried to do, because let's remember, before I get off talking, then we got Dragon Ball Super in 2016. Dragon Ball Super ran from 16 to, 2015, 16 to 2019, or 2018, and we're waiting for the next to come out. It's still, the manga's out now. The manga is ahead of the anime now. The manga came out after the anime, so now that the manga is ahead, they're almost 2 full arcs ahead of where the series ended last. We'll be getting that, I think, at the end of the year, beginning of next year, they announced, right? End of this year, beginning of next year.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. They did announce it is coming, but when you have to think about this as well, the times were different when they were originally created. When we were originally getting series, number one, they've already been animated. You know what I mean? When we were getting animes, we were just waiting for the dubbing process was the only thing that was slowing it up here in America. They, everything had to be dubbed. Now, once DVD became the main thing and, you could just watch originally Japanese audio, and now streaming and all that. It's so cool now where I know when Dragon Ball Super drops, being that Funimation has the rights with Super now, that when the new season drops, if you have the Funimation app, you can watch simuldub or you can watch simulcast, which is you're watching it the same time that they're watching it in Japan when it's getting dropped, the new episode. And you're watching it in subtitles. But now the voice actors have gotten so legendary, especially kudos to Funimation, the pinnacle of voice acting, I believe, in the world, my opinion. They have some of the best voice actors out there. You're getting dubbing while the episode's airing. These guys are so good. They're they're translating it and speaking like mind blowing the way technology.
Yeah.
But getting back, the weight. When we watched Dragon Ball, see, when it was out in Japan, I mean, they were kicking out seasons like nothing because they're hand drawing it, you know, they're layering it, they're selling it, bam, ready to go. It's a lot different. You know, you have all these protocols and the world's different.
Back to the original Dragon Ball. The way it starts off is Goku, his young little monkey boy, as everyone calls him. He's hunting for his next meal, which is a gigantic fish, about 10 times the size of he is. Comes across this young girl with like bright blue hair, but her name's Bulma. She's got this little watch type device with a screen on it called a Dragon Radar, which helps her look for the Dragon Balls. Goku has one, not a clue what the hell she's on about. He's never even seen a girl before. That I find is hilarious because he's living in the woods on his own. That is basically how the story kicks off. She basically becomes his instant big sister. From then on, he's learning about the world while saving it. It pulls you in instantly, like, what's going to happen next? How's he going to do this? What are these Dragon Balls going to do?
And the other thing, too, the first season, the initial season when Toriyama-san wrote it, and I'm sure you know this, I'm pretty sure you know this, it was actually supposed to be based loosely off Journey to the West, which is a legendary Chinese story, is Journey to the West, about Son Goku, the Monkey King. And that is originally what Dragon Ball was loosely based off of, because you have Oolong, which the pig was part of Journey to the West. You have the wolf, Yamcha, you know, and Goku, obviously, Son Goku, monkey, you know, and Son Goku was the name of the Monkey King in the story Journey to the West. So if you're gonna watch it, as he just described, you have to watch. You can jump in at Dragon Ball Z. You can jump in episode 1 Dragon Ball Z and you can figure out what's what pretty quick.
Yeah, well, it is a lot easier starting from the very beginning and binge watch the whole thing and laugh, cry, get angry.
It's more, what I like about Dragon Ball is, like, it is a coming of age story, because as you progress from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Super, the stakes just get higher and higher. The ramifications, the loss, the suffering, the character development, it just goes higher and higher as the series goes. It does grow.
Yeah.
It becomes more violent. It becomes more, like I said, implications and ramifications where characters will fucking die. Like, you find out midway through Dragon Ball that, like, your heroes don't win all the time.
Yeah.
The hero doesn't win every day.
Also, Goku, being Goku himself, will always find the positive side of things.
Yeah, and he's also dumb to a fault.
Yeah. You can literally ram a nail in his head and nothing will happen. Is that sort of person? Well, alien, if you like.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's an alien. He is a Saiyan. He's from another planet, but you don't find that out until Dragon Ball Z. Him as a character, he is beloved. He is cherished. He is the embodiment of good.
Yeah.
But at the same time, God, is he dumb as a boxer. And he is not the smartest when it comes to real world implications, where, like, the fate of the universe is on the line and you're going to let the bad guy regenerate himself because you want to fight him at his maximum capability, so that when you beat him, or if you beat him because you're so confident in yourself because of your Saiyan pride, when you beat him, you can say, oh, well, you have no excuses now. I beat you at your ultimate. You suck. I get it, but let's be realistic. It's now become Goku and Vegeta and Super, which, you know, we won't go full big into depth, but Vegeta is another protagonist who becomes another protagonist in the story of Dragon Ball and has now become, it's literally Goku and Vegeta. They're on the same level by the end of Super. But, you know, I like to be realistic. Like, dude, if the bad guy has his back turned, and I know there could be a chance we're going to lose, I'm going to think like Vegeta, and I'm going to blast him while he's not looking.
Yeah. It is the simplest thing to do, but unlike Goku, Vegeta don't give a crap. It will just blast your head off.
Yeah, and and there are situations throughout the series where you be the judge if you check it out. It's a matter of taste. It's who you are as a person, I guess. You know, Goku wants to have that fair one-on-one, I beat you at your best, you know, on any given Sunday, and I'm better than you, and I demoralize you. Vegeta will win at any means necessary and do whatever it takes to get the job done. That's me. That's why I relate to him as a character. Now, when I was younger, I related to Goku, but getting older and seeing the nasties in the world, I think Vegeta's more realistic. I think his mentality, he's seen the shit in the world, and there you go. But it's a great series, and I can understand being a fan myself on why it's so, you know, it's your number one, because it's such a great intro anime, especially like not being sexist, but especially for a guy. You know, if you're trying to get into anime, it's got every emotion you can think of, and I'm sure you can agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, acceptance, belonging, family, you know, longing, you know, going beyond your limits, you know, respect, determination, betrayal, murder. Like, it's just got such a broad spectrum.
It's got everything you want and need. Typical story situation.
Exactly. And so I think before we move on to the other two, why don't you give your favorite character and why?
I would say I've got two favorite characters.
Hey, let's hear them.
First of all, Goku, naturally, because I can relate to him, because he's a family man, so am I. I'll do anything to protect my family. But I also see the funny side of things in the right situation. So that's one of the reasons why he's my favourite character, and there's many other people's favourite character. You can relate to him in so many ways. And my second favourite character has to be his best friend, Krillin. Yet another family man. Grew up and trained with Goku. He's very often overlooked as a character. He is an awesome character, he's funny, just generally all round best friend.
I would have to agree with you. Agree to disagree. One character, the other character, Goku. I love him. He's the main guy. You have to have respect for him.
Like he mentioned, you a Vegeta person.
Yeah, I'm a Vegeta person. I wasn't always a Vegeta person, believe it or not. I was more of a Trunks. I was always Trunks. Up until I was like 19, things change. You become, you know, you grow up, you mature, and you know, you rewatch the series then, which I did at that point. I hadn't watched it in a couple years, probably since I was like 16, so I watched it again when I was 19, so there's like 3 years I haven't watched any Dragon Ball, and I ended up rewatching it, and I was just like, dude, Vegeta makes so much more sense. So I would have to say, you know, number one would be Vegeta for me, and it's just his pride, you know, his determination to always just like Goku, but I mean, like, to the point where, I mean, he'll make the sacrifices, you know, to get to where he needs to get. You know, which can be bad and can be good at the same time, depending on how you look at it.
Yep.
But as well, you know, as recent and super, you know, you find out that Vegeta, you know, is a family man just like Goku. And you never really see that till later in the series of how much he cares for his family. Because he's always got to keep that tough guy persona and facade up, that he has that armor up all the time, where he doesn't want to let people in and know that he could potentially have a weakness. And that's the thing, you know, if I didn't like one of his traits is he looks at his family sometimes as a weakness, because, you know, it can slow him down. He has to worry about them.
But if you also look at the other side of it, he actually realizes that his family is his strength.
And that's the thing. That's why I love him so much, because it has been a journey with him. He was a villain originally, and he has come full circle as, you know, a hero. Secondly, I would have to say his son from the future, Future Trunks. I just like him so much just because he's so night and day compared to his father. Other than his Saiyan pride and his determination to be the best, just like his father, but he has a gentle side to him. He just has he's so night and day from his father. It's unbelievable.
It's like he's got his dad's strength, but his mother's heart.
Yeah, he's got Bulma's heart. He's very sensitive, and what I like how they animated him is you can see the pain. Even though it's an animation, you can see in the eyes, like, he's got that 1,000-mile stare where it's like, this dude's been through some shit. Like, he's lost a lot, and he's still trying to find that hope of the next day.
Yeah.
You know, for the future of others. Like, he's already accepted that his timeline is but if he'll be damned, he's gonna save this one. Even though he knows when he goes back, his shit's still he can still prevent it from happening to another timeline. And that's what I respect about the dude. That's why I love him so much, because it's just like, to have that mentality, knowing, like, even though I change this for them, it doesn't change anything for me, but for them it will. That's selfless. That's character depth for me.
Yeah, but plus in an episode of Super, you actually find out what his timeline is like, and that is intense. So watch the whole thing, and let us know in the comments what you think of it.
Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT,
Dragon Ball Super.
So we're gonna move on to our second series. You get to take the pick. What is it?
Called My Hero Academia.
Big hitter. Guys and gals, if you don't know what My Hero Academia is, you're gonna need to. I would consider it right now an essential anime and top current anime easily, for a lot of people, manga and anime, because the manga is still running. They are getting ready to go into the final arcs, chapters. This next coming year or two, we're going to get the finalization of the story. It is building up to an epic conclusion. But My Hero Academia is an anime about a world where over 80% of society has abilities called quirks. And what quirks are some people, you know, they just snap a finger and a light can turn on and off, and other people have the ability to have fire come right out of their palm. Over 85% of the populace has superpowers. And it is a East meets West kind of story because, you know, anime is Japanese based. They take the idea of Americanized superheroes and apply it and make it into a societal world. And what the story is about is there is a hero called All Might, cross-comparatively would compare him to Superman. You know, he is the symbol of peace, justice. You know, he's embodiment of good. And there is a character, our protagonist, Deku, aka Midoriya, and Midoriya, aka Deku, has no quirk. He is quirkless. He is pretty low percentile.
He was actually born without a quirk.
He was born with no power, and
But he also wanted to be like everyone else and help people. During a fight one day, he wanted to save someone who's a bully to him. The bully is actually the person who calls him Deku. At first, I thought I wouldn't like it. I watched it on Netflix, really enjoyed it. It's one of those series that builds and builds and builds, just like Dragon Ball Z. And he wants to be Bully's friend to try and change his mind around things, but he's one of those people that's set in his ways. He doesn't want to be helped. So basically, a villain. It's one of those stories that, is he going to change? Is he going to stay the same? Is Deku going to help him? Is he going to fail? It's one of those 50-50 sort of situations at first. And then along the line, without spoiling too much, Midoriya somehow ends up getting a quirk. You have to watch it and find out. He does end up getting a quirk and then trying to control it, because at first he attacks someone or defends himself, and then he ends up
destroys his body.
He ends up seriously injured to a point of almost death.
Yep. Time he uses his ability that he acquires.
Yeah.
Is near death, or
he really wants to help someone, but he's scared of doing it just in case he gets them who he's saving or himself. It's a good story for me, as well as all of his friends he makes in school. He's like an outsider with no quirk until he gets one.
And that's the other aspect of it, is that as the series progresses, you'll learn more about the classmates of his who also have abilities, and there will be ones that are in a way their own protagonists and have their own important stories alongside of him, because it is the journey that you'll find out at the beginning. And this isn't a spoiler, this is in a lot of the captions for the series itself, is it is the story about how he becomes the world's greatest hero. And he says that first episode says, this is the story of how I become the world's greatest hero. So it's going to be a journey of, you already know the end game. You know that he is going to become the greatest hero. It's how is he going to become the greatest hero?
And when?
Yeah, when? What is he going to have to go through? Who is going to make it? Who's not going to make it? Because this is also another series that has very big implications and ramifications. People do die. Your heroes do not win all the time. Very realistic. The bad guys do win in this too as well. So
some of the main bad guys are freaky as hell.
Shigaraki.
Yeah.
Got the hands all you can. And he is a main character as the series continues.
Yeah.
I mean, he's essentially the big bad. But you just you'll have to go check it out yourselves and you be the judge.
You've got bad guys with awesome quirks, some weird quirks. You've got the good guys with the exact same situation. You've got some hilarious quirks that don't make sense, but like I said, you'll have to watch it and find out for yourself.
There you have it. So we're going to be moving on here because we're getting short on time, unfortunately, lovelies. But we have one more series to talk about, and it is actually more recent, newer. They just started the second season. The manga is still going on, and the next series is
Demon Slayer.
Ooh, Demon Slayer.
I myself have only watched the first season. It really pulls you in straight away.
And myself, I have only, I'm way ahead of the first season. I'd probably be, they are releasing the second season episodes now. I'm probably what would be the equivalent of maybe a third season, possible fourth season, because I'm reading the manga. So we're gonna stay in the sense of talking just introductory of what the series is about. But the thing I like about this series, and I'm sure you can agree, what makes, I think, this series so successful right now and being considered in the top 5 right now of airing animes, is it punches you right in the face the first episode.
First episode, first minute.
Yeah, it literally punches you right in the face.
Like I said, it instantly draws you in, because with what happens, you understand why the characters are the way they are and why they're like that.
And it's just, I think, not giving spoilers, but we'll put it this way: there's a lot of f***ing death, and it's just like, to me, that's a mind blower. That's a way to captivate somebody, in my opinion. Like, you start off with a bunch of dead people. Okay, you have my attention. This is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
So...
But what I like about this season is the characters in general. You've got the main character who's looking after his sister. You'll find out why he's looking after his sister.
AKA Tanjiro. Tanjiro is looking after his sister, Nezuko.
Yep. The way it all starts off and the reason why it started off the way it does, it just captivates you straight away. It pulls you in, and then it starts to tell the story after all the devastations happened. And the relationship between the two main characters, brother and sister, that really got to me a lot, because you can tell straight away it's family orientated. The love between the brother and sister, and the fact they'll do anything for each other, it's really heartwarming.
It is. There is a camaraderie of their sibling relationship with each other, even though there is a hindrance of communication between the two of them. And I don't want to give spoilers on why there is a hindrance of verbal communication between the two of them.
Yeah.
Being Tanjiro and Nezuko, the brother and sister. But I will say, it is a world about demons, and obviously demon slayers. Demons are real. They're almost kind of like vampires. They eat people. That's how they survive. They survive off human blood. They come out at night. They can't be in the sunlight. Demon slayers are like vampire slayers.
And the only way you can kill them is by chopping off the head.
Chopping off their head.
First time I saw that, I was like, wow, that is awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's uber violent. And it's very easy to spoil. So that's why just kind of keeping it light, and giving you brief information on it, because don't want to say anything, because then it spoils the surprise for you going into it. But just know that Tanjiro gets pulled into the world of demon slayers and demons when him and his family were carefree, living in the mountains, and he very violently and quickly gets pulled into this dark underworld that is going on right in front of our eyes, and we don't even realize it. And it does not take place in present day. It takes place in I would say late 1800s Japan, because
that's right. Yeah,
there is some there's electricity in the cities. There is some modernization of machinery. So I would period this piece at sometime in the mid to late 1800s Japan. Maybe fictional, non-fictional, because you have locomotives and trains and stuff like that. So it is a period piece. And it would definitely be it would definitely be late 1800s, because there is the revocation in the cities of swords. You're not supposed to be carrying swords. You're not allowed to be carrying swords. And I know that in the one part they talk about it, where, you shouldn't be carrying a sword in the city. So
this is why the demon slayers only operate at night.
Yep. So they don't get seen, because it has now been banned in the country that you are not permitted to openly carry a sword. Saying that, Demon Slayer, go check it out. It's worth it. My Hero Academia, you like abilities, and then Dragon Ball Z.
You have to watch it. It was my first anime, so I hope it's your first anime.
And there you go.
If you've liked it, anything that we've said or spoke about, please do drop a comment in the section below. Both have our social links for Twitch, Twitter, etc. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to press that notification bell. It really helps us a lot.
And as well, if there's anything that you would like to see in upcoming episodes, a topic you would like to see us discuss, or an area you would like us to peruse through for an episode, don't hesitate to put that in the comments section as well. And for our next upcoming episode, we have the United Kingdom versus the US of A. It'll be me and this guy arguing our points on who's got the better deal. I'm LoneWolfanCub.
I'm GamerDad3.
And there you have it, episode 2 of the P.o.P.